Hi, I'm Amy, and this is Hudson Valley Knits. Welcome to my podcast. I have a lot to talk to you about today, but I'm going to try and keep it shorter than the last one. So, what do I have for you today? I have some news. I have some works in progress, and I've done a lot of knitting this week, so you'll see how far I've gotten with everything. I also have one finished object in knitting, and I spun up a skein that I'll show you. No new stash this week, but I do have some new items that I put in my queue that I wanted to talk to you about. If we have time in the end, I'll do that because I'm real excited about it. It's really great stuff. So anyway, I'm Amy. Memers on Ravelry, and that's Mimers. Memers66 on Instagram and Twitter. Well, let's get right to it. I have a little bit of news. I wanted to start by thanking Joanna on Knit Spin Farm podcast. She gave me a shout out, and I just wanted to thank her for that. It's really cool when you hear other podcast people mentioning yours. It gives you a good incentive to keep going. So thank you, Joanna. And I also wanted to let you guys know that I've submitted the podcast to iTunes. So hopefully soon you'll be able to get this podcast through whatever means you're using to feed through iTunes. And of course, I'll keep it on YouTube as well. And you can access it through the blog. So, 3 ways to watch this podcast now. It's not currently at the moment of this recording on iTunes, but hopefully in the next day or two, I'll hear back from them that it's on iTunes. So, took a while, but I'm there and I'm thrilled and I'm very excited. I also kind of gave my website a facelift. So if you feel like it, please go check it out at Hudson Valley Knits. What else we got? Oh, I have the Ravelry group. Just as a reminder, I set up a Ravelry group in Ravelry called Hudson Valley Knits, of course. And I will be giving away a pattern of $10 or less. Once I reach 100 members, I'll do a drawing for that. So please join the group, and if you know any other people that you think might be interested, please have them come join the group. It would be great. So I already have a kind of knit along spin. It could be a spin along or crochet. Any kind of fiber craft would be fine. I have one going on in the group, and I'm calling it the Gift Along Knit Along. And basically, what it is anything you're knitting as a gift between now and January 5th, I think is January 8th, because it's Elvis's birthday. That's why I picked the 8th. Should give you plenty of time to knit up your holiday gifts. And in the finished object thread, I'm asking that you post a picture of your gift recipient with their gift. Also, it's good to note that because Hanukkah is so early this year, even if you've started your gift before my knit-along started, it's still good, because I realize that those of you who might be getting gifts ready for people for Hanukkah have probably started it way before my knit-along started. So please, I'd love to see people starting to post in the knit-along thread. And I do have a prize, and there's a picture of the prize in the prize thread, and it's a skein of Indigo Dragonfly, Starry Night colorway. It's a worsted weight yarn traveler. So please check it out. I think it'll be really fun to see what other people are knitting as gifts. So let's get right to it. I have done quite a bit of knitting this past week. I'll start with my Woolly Wormhead mystery knit along. just so you know, this is a mystery knit along, so if you don't want to see it, please don't look right now. But we got the final clue this morning, and it's for the crown, so I should be done very soon. I started knitting the crown, and it's coming along. It's not done yet, but I really am liking it. So, let me see. I have been posting it on Instagram, so if you're following me on Instagram, you're seeing this. It's got a beautiful pattern. Let me see if I could try it on. I like the slouchy kind of ness. It fits me well. I love the color of this yarn. It is Spirit Trail Fiberworks, and it was from her club. It's from her 2013 club color. So, oh geez, everything's backwards. Sorry, I didn't show my talent. But isn't it like really nice? I love it. And even my husband's like, "Oh, I'll wear that," and I'm like, "No, you won't, because it's for me. So you won't wear it." How do you like that? So here it is. It's a little loose, but it is, according to gauge, it's supposed to fit my head. So there's that. I'm really excited. So hopefully next podcast you'll be seeing the finished object, if all goes well. So that's that. What else we have is the herbaceous sock. So this is my pocketbook knitting. I've been knitting on it whenever I have the opportunity, but mostly it's been that hat. This week I really wanted to get the clue done before the next clue came out. So here's where I am on the herbaceous socks. This is still the first sock, and I'm doing this in participating with Kim from Craft Stash. She has a knit along going on called the Dynamic Duo Knit Along, where you knit with podcasters pattern with any podcaster's hand-dyed yarn. So this is Herbaceous by Emily of Fibertown, and the yarn is by Ooh Fancy Pants from What You Swatching podcast. Going kind of slow for a pair of socks, for me anyway. On the last repeat before I start doing the heel flap, and it is just the first sock, but I'll get it done. I think she's giving to the end of December for this, so that's plenty of time for me. I might even get another one done. So that's that. Originally, I was planning on giving this to my best friend for her birthday, which is in December. But when I saw her at our knitting night, we tried it on, and it's way too tight around her ankle. I didn't realize in proportion to around her toes. She measured for me, but she measured around. I asked her to measure around her toes. Right below her toes, actually, where the knuckles are. But her ankles are a good 2 inches bigger than that. So it was just too tight. And I apologized to her, and her birthday's early December, and I said, you might be getting a birthday present in January. Because first I had to finish those, and then I have to figure out a pattern for her and then knit those up. So it might be January before she gets her socks, but I think she'll be fine. So that is the socks, and then we have the last thing. I didn't work on my maiden hair. It's not good, but I didn't, so I'm not going to show it to you again. But I did work on my custom pattern, the Against the Current shawl. I am on the last chart, so it's coming along good. I haven't found, I don't know if you could see this. I haven't found any problems yet. It's hard for you to tell, but I'll get some good pictures of this after it's done, because it is hard to tell because of the color of the yarn, but I'm loving it. And I'm still on the first ball, and my math told me that this the amount of repeats I was doing, this is the only thing that might need tweaking, but I haven't sent it to my tech editor yet, so I'm sure she'll straighten it all out. But I have this much left of my first ball. I have a whole another ball because I wanted a 1 skein and a 2 skein version of the pattern. And I'd hate to have people buy 2 skeins and only use like a quarter of the second skein. That's just a waste of money. So and I don't think, this is definitely not going to be enough to finish it. So I'm going to finish my shawl, see how much I have left. And then I might adjust the number of repeats of the main body because this is this main part here, which I don't know if you could see the, it's hard to see it. It's not blocked or anything, but yeah. You can repeat that as many times as you need, and the rest of the charts will work out mathematically, so I might add a repeat. But like I said, it's coming along, and hopefully this pattern will be the next one published, so hopefully sooner rather than later. No rush though, no deadlines for me. I get enough of those at work, right? It's all for fun. So that is my favorite bag. That's for all that. Alright, so that's my whips for knitting. I have one spinning project that I'm currently working on. It's just, it's actually just some merino. It's a merino I bought from Webs when I first bought the spinning wheel. And I bought it to practice on. I bought 8 ounces. So here's like 4 ounces of it. It's very silvery, almost lavender, really. It's a silvery gray, and it's really gorgeous. And I might knit something up with it without coloring it. But I also was thinking all this undyed wool that I bought to practice and learn to spin with, maybe I'll dye it up, because I've never dyed wool before, and I don't know, maybe I'll just try it. But here it is, spun up on my Hansen. Take the battery out. It's pretty consistent. Not too bad. It's pretty thick. I'm not trying to spin thin, at least not yet. It's nice and cushy and nice and soft, and I would say it's going to be a heavy worsted if I 2-ply it. I'd like to start learning how to 3-ply, or not 3-ply, chain ply or Navajo ply. One of the things I noticed when I've been spinning is I have always ended up with at least with a lot left over in one bobbin and not a lot left over in another, which is very frustrating because it seems like such a waste. So what I've been doing is I've just been practicing my chain plying with whatever's left on the extra bobbin. And I'm not good at it all, and I'm not sure I know what I'm doing. So if you have any recommendations for some good videos or anything, let me know. So let's get on to the finished objects. I have 2 finished objects to show you. One is my spinning, and this is a superwash merino. It is North Cabin Fiber Crafts, and the color is Little Mice. And this is also for the Knitting Blooms is having a knit along for any North Cabin Fiber Arts knitting. You can use their yarn fiber or fiber, so you can spin or knit or crochet something up. It's 2-ply. It definitely came out better than the Shetland did because I didn't long draw it. I did a short forward draw, and I wanted it to be a little bulky because I think I'm going to use it to knit up maybe a Christmas gift. I'm not sure to who, but to someone that would appreciate some hand spun that isn't perfect, but just because it's from the heart. I would say my daughter, but I don't think she would wear these colors. So it would have to be someone that would wear pink. It might be my sister Lisa. I'm not sure. She'll wear anything I make her and love it. So this is it. I'm thinking a cowl or something like that with this. I have no idea how many yards I have. I have no idea how you folks calculate that. I'm sure I have the answer in one of the books that I've bought about spinning. I have Learned to Spin by Ann Budd. And I also bought, what was the other spinning book I bought? Spinning Wool by Ann Budd as well. So I have 2 books, and I'll look it up and I'll figure out how I can calculate that. It doesn't really matter because I'll just knit this until it's gone. And speaking of that, I showed you my finished Shetland. My Shetland that was all spun up last week. I knit a hat with it for my husband. And I didn't have enough yarn to make it all in the Shetland that I had spun, which was with the long draw, and it came out bulky. And you can see here, like I did it on the rim. I put the bulky on the rim, and it looks like it looks good. It looks like it was meant to be that way. And then this white here is some Lopi wool I had that I used to make it more slouchy because he wanted something a little more slouchy. Now I'm putting this on, but please keep in mind that my husband's head is humongous. It's humongous. All right. I should probably have him come out and try this on just so you can see. So, but it's meant to be just a little longer than the head. And he tried it on. He loved it. And there's a picture on my Ravelry page of him wearing it. And this will keep him nice and warm. He doesn't have any hair on his head. I hope it's not too itchy, but he says he doesn't care. And his birthday is December 1st, so happy birthday, honey. And this is going to go in my gift along, knit along. Not the finished object thread, obviously, because I'm not going to win the prize. Unless, of course, nobody joins my knit along. Wouldn't that be fun? No, so this is, I'll put it in the chatty thread. And those are my finished objects. That's it with my finished objects. And I do want to say that by next time you see me, I should be done with that mystery knit along hat. And then I plan on putting this on the needles. It's called Hunter Safety. It's a plucky yarn. I've showed it to you already. It's going to also be part of my gift along, spin along, knit along. And this is going to be a hat for my brother-in-law for Christmas, who's out hunting probably as we speak. All right, and that is all of my stuff that I'm going to show you. But before I let you go, I'm doing good on time, so I'm very proud of myself. I'm trying to keep it. I'm trying to post every week, just so you know. And I figure one long one and one short one. But really, I think 20 minutes is really good. Most people will watch 20 minutes. It's not a big deal. But last week was an hour because I had so much to talk about. And that's a long time, especially if you get to babbling. So I'm trying not to babble. I'm trying to get right to the point and show you what I'm doing and show you stuff that I've seen. And that's what I want to do right now because, so let me go to new to the queue. I don't have any knitting news, but I did find some things in new patterns that came out in Ravelry that really excited me. The designer's name is Lee Meredith. She's also known as Lethal, and I follow her on Instagram. And normally her designs, like I said, I follow her because her designs are really unique and imaginative, and I really appreciate that. I mean, I like that in Stephen West, I like that in her, and there are a few other designers where they just come up with these outside of the box kind of designs, and I like that. But I wouldn't wear most of them. But this one she came out with, I loved it because you know what? It's called Coloring Book, and there's like four types of patterns that you can knit with any weight yarn, any colors that you feel go together, and you can use your leftovers or small skeins. And here's the first one I put in my queue. And sorry, but this is confusing. I apologize with not getting things in, but it's like if I'm going this way, the camera is making everything look like it's going that way, so it screws me up. Anyway, this is, I'm doing it again, the Chevron's Cowl, and you can just imagine, like, most of my leftover yarns are going to be colors that I tend to knit with, so most of them will go together. So I could knit this up with yarn scraps that I have, and I have a huge bag of leftover yarn scraps that are just gorgeous, gorgeous yarns that just aren't enough to knit one thing with just one of them. But look at, here's another picture. She's such a beautiful woman too. She's just vivacious and beautiful and always smiling, and it's great to see someone expressing themselves so beautifully. So this is the first one I put in the queue. It's in the section Color by Number, and again, it's the Chevron's Cowl. There's 12 patterns all together. I think I put almost every single one of them in my queue except for this one right here. Meh, I didn't so much like. This here, this one, come on, is a blanket. And what she has you do, it's super ginormous and thick. And she has you hold your yarns triple, quadruple to make it like a super bulky weight. So it's not going to take forever. And you can use up all your yarns. And you just keep changing the colors. And that's the beauty of it. It's just so, such a collage of colors. The book is phenomenal. She also gives you blank sheets where you could just kind of play around with colors and figure out how you want to lay out your colors, which is such a great idea and a great extra to have in it. I probably won't make the blanket. I have a couple of other blankets in my queue, but I mean, it's just a great idea, right? All right, let me go back and show you a couple more of my favorites. I love the hats. Oh, and I love these mitts. Oh, I love them all. Let me show you the hats. So the hats are really cool because, see, I don't know if you can really tell. Oops, sorry. Let me get it back up. Maybe this picture might be better. You see how the band, it's kind of knit like a V, and then it looks like she's picking up stitches. But isn't it beautiful? And this is from I believe it's from Scribble in the Lines section. Scribbles, coloring book. It doesn't say, but it's, you can have a pom-pom or not. You can just throw a bunch of light colors together and you've got your hat yarn. It's just great. Anyway, I could go on and on. I definitely think you should check it out. And remember, hers are really bright and they stand out, and they're going to be very loud. But if you wanted yours more neutral, you could do this with all neutral colors and then just throw in some creams or some beiges or some more neutral colors and just have a color or two to pop out, and it could be much more subtle, which is what I would probably do. And you can make this as long as you want. It depends on how much yarn you have to work with, but I mean, I am just really excited about it. I saw it on Instagram and I went and bought her little ebook immediately. And I can't wait to get into that scrap bag and find some good yarns to use with it. I already have some ideas. So it's $20 for the ebook, or you could buy the patterns individually. This one in particular was $6, so I think it's a great deal. Endless possibilities and really beautiful, beautiful stuff. Thanks, Meredith Lee, for putting that together for us. And so that about wraps it up. I don't believe I have anything going on next weekend, so you should be hearing from me. It's the weekend before Thanksgiving, which is nice. I'll be upstate at my mother's house the weekend after Thanksgiving. I may or may not podcast from there. We'll see. I don't know. But if I don't, I will definitely see you this coming weekend. All right. So you all have a great week. I love you all. Please keep checking iTunes for me. I really appreciate it if you would, and hopefully it makes it easier. If you'd like to follow my blog, you can download it using whatever app you use to download from iTunes. So, again, have a great week. Ciao, ciao for now.